A judge ruled a 2024 lawsuit filed by Buster Murdaugh, son of Alec Murdaugh, can proceed. It alleges media companies falsely linked him to the 2015 death of Stephen Smith. The lawsuit claims that Netflix, the Cinemart, and a journalist connected Buster to the death of Stephen Smith in a documentary called The Murdaugh Murders. Buster was never named as a suspect. The defendants asked the court to dismiss the lawsuit, saying the documentary was protected by the First Amendment and it reported on existing rumors and public records. The judge stated creative liberties were taken by the defendants in that production to, quote, present the information in a manner that can be reasonably interpreted by a viewer as answering the questions posed. The judge has denied all motions to dismiss this lawsuit, which means the lawsuit will now move forward.
All right, joining us now, our chief analyst, Khalif Rose, to break this down. So, Khalif, I want to see if we can get an important distinction here. The judge isn't saying that you did this, it's just saying that you got enough here that we're not going to dismiss this. This needs to go to trial.
That is correct. Just that it needs to go to trial, but it needs to go in front of a trier of fact. Is there a material question of fact at issue here? And the judge is saying yes. Not that I agree with what your response is, not that I disagree with it, but is there a question of material fact? If that's ever the question, I don't want to dismiss it because I need to let the jury, the trier of fact, if it's a bench trial, make that determination. And so that's what the judge is saying. While I agree with Netflix's argument, I do think that at the summary disposition phase, when you're attempting to dismiss it, they have not met the burden where, okay, Buster failed to state a claim where relief can be sought. He has, and he stated a question that was material fact. Okay, so now I'll let the jury make a determination. I think they're ultimately successful in the end. But yes, can you make it through the front door to start the process, to start discovery, interrogatories, depositions, the whole process? Yes. Well, will they win? They as in Buster and his team? I highly doubt it. This is not one I looked at for a settlement. This is one that I really think, if you look at it, you have to be able to prove defamation, and you have to be able to prove that a number of things occurred that they knew or should have known. And their argument is it was based off of already reported rumors. It's going to be hard to beat.
If you're a production company creating a documentary about a story, writing a book, anything like that, how close are you, how difficult is it to get right up to that legal line of we don't want to implicate someone. We want you to make your decision as the reader or as the viewer, but we want to get as close to that line as we can.
I think when you start trying to fabricate or create information for creative purposes, where it leaves from being, documentary to more novel-ish, then that's where you run the line of you're saying, well, hey, these things now you've taken extreme creative liberties to make it sensationalized so you can get more viewers. But if you're sticking to things that were already reported and you're saying, hey, I give you this information, I give you this information, and now you put those two together and come to your own logical conclusions, I think it's going to be hard for them to find this company met the legal definition of defamation. Again, if we're saying the standard is pretty clear that you knew or should have known the statement that you were making was false and it was a false statement. So if I'm reporting on things or I'm in my documentary, I'm only taking things that reported on, there's no way I could knew or should have known that they were false because other industries are reporting on it. Now, I'm assuming that they're fact-checking those other news agencies, but if this was something that they were the only documentary and there was no news reporting on it, I think different scenario. But if their argument is that we're just taking clippings and news that was already out there, it doesn't meet the basic minimum of the legal standard.
When you look at this now that it's going to head to, say, a trier of fact, this also means a lot of money that they're going to be facing. Netflix obviously isn't worried about this, but this is going to be something that's going to be a long and expensive battle if it continues, right?
It is. I mean, litigation, I tell clients all the time, is expensive. So you put yourself in a situation where you want to attempt to go and do a David versus Goliath fight, Buster being the David in this situation and Netflix being the Goliath. They can take you and sit in this case all day. I mean, this has an opportunity to drag on forever, and that's why oftentimes say folks settle. But if you have the facts on your side and it's not bringing you any negative press, if it's not diminishing your brand, not taking your product down in value, there's no emphasis to settle. And again, if you have the facts on your side, I overemphasize, sometimes folks will settle just because it's not worth it. But in this case, there's nothing on the side of settlement that I would check a box and say, okay, you need to settle and get rid of this one.
With the judge giving this the green light, which side would you rather defend?
I mean, I want to defend the easier one to win. Let's be clear. I want to defend the easier one. But if I'm being honest, when I look at these types of cases, especially from a law professor standpoint, this is just a good analysis of a case of defamation. Because I don't know if he'd be considered a public figure, but if he was, it would even be heightened. because now you have to show actual malice. Not just that you knew or should have known that it was a false statement that you made, but now you actually intended to harm me. So if you add that extra layer, it's darn near impossible for him to be successful. But I think that this is an uphill battle. So if I'm picking sides, I'm going with Netflix because obviously they got the bigger bank to pay me longer litigation fees.
All roads lead to justice, and all roads also leads to getting wins. Khalif Rhodes there weighing on that for us. Khalif, thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.